Hi everybody, Jess-c here from jessiebanks.com and welcome back to another video. So for today's video, I have another Stamp Stash Saturday for you featuring Clearly Besotted's Dino-mite pals. So what Stamp Stash Saturday is it's a day every week where I take a stamp out of my stash, something I've used before, something I haven't. It can be something I just purchased because as much as I'm using my stash, I still do buy new things. And I make a card with it with you guys on video. So this one I picked up, it was not from their most recent release, but the release before. I think Clearly Besotted's images are absolutely adorable. So prior to the video, I did stamp these guys out on masking paper and cut out masks. I always cut out all the masks just because I'm never sure what I'm going to need and what I'm not going to need. So it's easier just to have them all in advance. So I did do that. So what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of laying down the stamps and the masks and things to figure out where I want stuff put and what I want in front and what I want in behind. So like here I put down that little girl and then I tucked in another mask for the rock and the grass because I am going to stamp the rocks and the grass in behind the saber-tooth tiger but in front of the girl. So I need to stamp the tiger first, then the rock and grass, and then the girl. And I'm putting the dinosaur on the other side and behind those other rocks. You always need to stamp what's in the forefront before you stamp what's in behind it, right? So you kind of have to work backwards in that respect. It's a little tricky to get used to, and I've mucked up a few and had to redo them, but it's super fun, and I really enjoy masking and creating scenes where the stamps lay over each other and stuff. I find it just a fantastic time. I have been doing a lot of no lines work with my colored pencils and my markers, and I've been doing tons of watercolor. You guys get to see those every Wednesday. But I figured for this one I would just go back to old-fashioned black lines, bold black outlines, and bright vivid colors because those are super fun to do too. So now I'm going to pull all of our masks off here, and that reveals the final layout of the card design. I am coloring on Neenah Solar White 80-pound cardstock. I have been using this lately because I find my Copic Express at the last batch that I bought makes my markers really sticky really fast, and I know people say that happens because it's alcohol, but I've been using that paper in my markers for years now, and it's bad. So I emailed the company. They haven't got back to me, so it is what it is. I am learning to color on Neenah, and I'm really enjoying it so far. It is a bit of a learning curve, and I still believe you need to pick a paper that you can keep in stock in your house or wherever your craft space is so that you can use it frequently and learn how to color on it, as opposed to trading it up all the time. Oh, look, that marker lid is twisted. So I am starting with the skin color on the girl, and I always blend dark to light unless it's my hair, which I do light to dark. It's the way I've always colored. I try to do everything in one layer so I'm not laying down too much ink. Sometimes if stuff doesn't blend right or the way I want it, I do more layers, but for the majority of the time, everything just kind of gets one coat of color. That's my personal preference. Everybody colors different. You do you. Awesome. Have fun. That's the point of this. So we're going to jump into her little bone here, which I do with my warm grays. Also the saber-tooth tiger's teeth, fangs. I'm not sure what to call them, but yeah. You saw there that I had both ends of the markers out. I must have overfilled my W3 when I refilled it, so it wanted to leak. So if you take that back marker off, it just kind of balances the marker out and it won't drip on your paper for you. Just a trick if you see that end getting really, really juicy. Now we're going to start in on her hair, and this is where I go backwards, so I work light to dark as opposed to the other direction like I just finished saying, so that's super awesome. I don't know what to talk about. Let's talk about something fun. I got my son's report card today. He is in grade 2. He is reading at roughly a 7th grade level, and he likes numbers. He has 0 patience because he's an 8-year-old boy. So he gets in his fair share of trouble, but I'm super proud of him for his reading and his math and how much he enjoys those things and learning different things. He gets frustrated when stuff gets repeated a lot, so we're working on that with him, but for the most part, he's doing very well in school, and I am super pumped for him, so that's exciting. Everything's warming up and melting in my area of the world. What's the weather like where you are? I don't know where everybody's from. Everybody watches from all over the place. Yeah, snow's melting. That's always exciting. I mean, summer is coming and lake life will be here soon. That's kind of what I look forward to. So I was going to stop with this E43 here, but I did go back in with that E44 just to add a little bit more depth to her roots and the ends of her hair. I have only sped this up 2.5 times its original speed, so it was about 38 minutes of footage. I like to kind of keep it as slow as I can for you guys while still making it fit in and around that 15-minute mark when it comes to Copics, just so it's not too terribly long to sit and watch and y'all don't get bored and be like, peace out, I'm out of here. So we're going to go through and I'm going to color up these rocks with the ends. So I'm going to use N3, 1, and 0. And then I'll come back in with the N5 and 3 and add some little dots and some texture to the stones just to kind of give them a little more life to them than just your standard blending. Clearly Besotted has really been knocking it out of the park with their releases lately. I think their images are absolutely adorable and so cute. And there was a couple I wanted from the last release and I slept on it and they're sold out at Simon Says, so I haven't picked them up yet. But this one I do believe is still in stock. I will have a link to it in the description box below, so if you're interested in picking it up, click it through there. Fun stuff. I really hate when I can't think of anything to talk about. It is 9 p.m. the night before this goes live and I'm gone tomorrow. So I am getting this filmed and edited and rendered and everything ready, and then I will upload it while I'm in bed and put it live in the morning because I'm a little last minute this week. It's been a crazy week. So, super fun stuff. I don't have a lot of funny things to talk about. Caleb usually does something stupid or hilarious or is just a random kid, and he hasn't been this week. He hasn't done anything that's worth storytelling, which is kind of disappointing, but good in a way as well, I suppose. So, when I did go into our saber-tooth tiger here, I did start with that E99. It is a very orange-based brown. And I just figured with that YR24 not quite being dark enough, and I don't own the 27, I went to the 99 just to give it that little bit more depth in the shadows and the dark points of him to let him kind of blend out and look a little more brown than just yellowy orange color. Personal preference, I mean, use whatever markers you want, that's for sure. I hope you guys have been enjoying Stamp Stash Saturday. If there's any brands and things that I haven't been doing that you guys would like to see, or specific stamp sets, definitely leave those in the description box below. I do design for the Greeting Farm and CC Designs and Crafting Himmy Stamps and Power Poppy, so if there's any of those in particularly, I probably have them and can probably do that for you. Anything outside of there, leave me a comment. If I have it or I can get my hands on it fairly easy, I'll try and do that for you guys. I'm really enjoying these videos every Saturday, and it's really pushing me to keep up with the channel and give you guys new content consistently, a minimum of twice a week, which has been super fun and super challenging, and I'm really enjoying putting forth that commitment to putting out things that you guys seem to enjoy watching and trying to keep them slow enough that you guys can learn what you want to learn and kind of catch on to how I'm personally doing things. And that doesn't mean you have to color the way I color for me to be happy that you watch me. And it doesn't mean that I think the way I do things is the only way to do it. Everybody colors different. Everybody enjoys their own way of doing it. Some people go light to dark and then dark back to light. Some people color light to dark instead of dark to light. Some people like to map in their shadows with their lightest color before they go in and do any real coloring on their image. Like, it all works, whatever you are most comfortable with. Remember to turn the paper if you find the angles awkward. Be comfortable. Be very comfortable and enjoy it. This is fun. So, yeah, that's what I have to say about that. And I keep trying to reiterate that to everybody. So, if you guys have any questions about anything I do, leave me a comment. I'll have a link to my blog. I always forget to mention that. Hang on. So when I did this grass, I decided to make the darkest point in the center. I wanted it to kind of look like when the grass folds and you have that dark line coming up the middle, almost like the grass that comes up when your amaryllis is done blooming and then it grows like the leaves that come out of it as opposed to just blades of grass. So that's why I went that way with those. I thought it looked really, really cute and was something different. And now I forgot what I was blabbing on about before. Does that surprise anybody? Jess-c forgot what she was talking about, because it doesn't surprise me. I was initially going to make her like a Pebbles looking character and give her the orange dress with the black spots on it and all that fun stuff. And then I was like, I want pink. I need some balance and I need some more color. And I didn't want her to be orange and the saber-toothed tiger to be that orange color. And then I wasn't going to color the dinosaur orange. So I needed to kind of break up the monotony of that orange color in here a little bit, just to make it look like it flowed a little bit more and it wasn't heavy on one side and not on the other. We're going to make ourselves a teal dinosaur with peach spots. So the combination for my teal, I changed it up a little bit this week and went with the BG07 and then the BG15, 13, 32, and 10. And I do tip-to-tip technique where I take some of the BG32 off with my BG10 marker just to help create a little bit more transition in between those two colors so it's not quite so heavy. I am coloring around the eyes carefully. I don't want to lose that white point. I do end up going back in with a white gel pen at the end to make sure they're nice and bright, but I try not to color them in with the marker simply to save me some grief after the fact and I don't have to fight as hard to get them back to white. The white gel pen I used is just, which one did I have near me? It's right here. It is the Jelly Roll white one. I do have the Uniball ones. I also have been using the Ranger Dilutions white paint pen, and I really enjoy that too. It's a little tricky to get going, but once you get it flowing, as long as you store it tip down, I find that it continues to work, and I haven't had any issues with it. So that's awesome, and I've had it for a few months now. So I'm enjoying using that one. So we're going to continue on with our little dinosaur here, which is so cute. These images are absolutely adorable. That's the 32. Then I come in with the 10, and you'll see I color this in, and then I realize to myself that it doesn't look quite right, and then I bring in that BG32, and I just rub my 10 marker on top of it, and then go and blend in until I feel like that BG32 has worn off, and I'll pick up a little more if I need it. So, but he's absolutely super cute in this color. I really enjoy him. Now we're going to color in his peach spots because he's spotted. Once we finish that, we have a ground, a little bit of sky, stamp our sentiment, and then I re-outline it and we're done. So it's a quick and simple, super easy card. I didn't do a lot of coloring in the background or anything. I did some stippling technique on the ground just to make it look a little bit more like sand. And I only did coloring in between, like the sky, in between the saber-toothed tiger and the girl and Brontosaurus. Is he a Brontosaurus? I'm gonna say he's a Brontosaurus. I'm probably wrong. I suck at the names of dinosaurs, you guys. Kind of like I do with flower parts. So I start out just blending out a base for the ground using E23, E21, and E50. And then I'll come back in with I'll start with a 43, I do believe, and then I decide that's not dark enough. So once I get this all blended out here, I had to refill the marker in between because it was dry. So I come in with the E43 and I'm just doing a stippling technique, just little tiny dots. Don't push real hard on your marker because you can hurt your nib and you'll get big giant blobs of the color. You just want that tip to barely touch that paper. And that wasn't dark enough, so I came back in with the E44 and started spotting in a little bit of that. I do less stippling with it, but I think that it gives a fairly good appearance of sandy, gravelly type land that they are standing on. So, and I do some 41 too, just for lighter spots that I pull out into the very light area. See, I don't always remember what I do, even if I voice it over a couple hours later. For our sky, I use B0, 1, 00, and quadruple 0. And I'm just putting the darkest at the bottom and fading it up and out because I'm not trying to color in the entire scene. I'm just trying to give the illusion of sky in behind them, so it's not just white. So you'll see how I flick those up into that space in between them, and that's all I do. I don't color all the way around. I just kind of do a little bit, and that's all she gets. This is so cute. I absolutely adore this card, you guys. I think these guys are fantastic. So our last color and our sky is done. Super quick and simple card. We're going to pull out my stamp positioner again and stamp in our sentiment, which says, "You're still young compared to a dinosaur." I think that's so funny. Yeah, I think it's hilarious. I don't know. I find sentiments like that just... I like having fun and I like to laugh, and I think it's super funny. I do pull out a journaling pen to re-outline everything. I do find no matter what black ink I've used, and I have tried lots, they are not quite black enough for me, so I always go back and re-outline my images. Personal preference, you don't have to do it. It takes a long time and it's a lot of work, and I'll show it to y'all. So here's our finished project. If you guys aren't subscribed to my channel and enjoy coloring and card making tutorials in all sorts of mediums, please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you guys liked the video, or if you didn't, and leave me a comment down below. I'll see you guys very soon. Bye for now.